This is a banana plant, February the 2nd, 2021, outside of a HighTunnel. And these are our banana plants or trees inside the HighTunnel in February. What we want to do is we're going to go to the back, we're going to walk around to the back. And basically what I want to show you, so the point of today's video is to give you an idea of all of the things that you can be doing throughout the winter in the HighTunnel as opposed to outside. It doesn't have to be heated depending on your zone. We're in zone 9A. Although this year it kind of feels a little bit 9B-ish, if I can say that, based off. It hasn't really been that cold. We haven't really dipped into the teens or anything. And February is considered our coldest month of the year. So it's been an amazing time for us, so to say. So what we're gonna get started on, come on over here, y'all. So people asked about where Bells was in the last video, or the kids. I really wanted to take time out to kind of talk. And when the kids are out, of course, we can't just do the video and not pay attention to them. So a lot of times I forget things that I want to say. So that's the reason for the videos you don't see the kids in. It's because I really want to get over some information. So here's little Bells with her little yellow boots on, and we're going to talk about things that you can plant in the HighTunnel and uses for the HighTunnel. For the most part, we use the HighTunnel, and I'll back out a little bit. For the most part, we use the HighTunnel for season extension and keeping alive tropicals that would otherwise die on us outside. So what Bev is standing by now, she's in the middle of our banana. Yeah, this is our tropical area. We're making it that. And the reason why we put the bananas back here, because last year, if you check out our banana videos, you saw that we've gotten a rack of bananas in here, but also we've got some outside. But it was way easier in here. We didn't need to keep transplanting, taking them in, taking them out. So this year we decided just to plant them in here. We did this early fall, and now we're going to see if we can push them with that nitrogen, with that chicken manure, and get them to fruit inside the HighTunnel. Also, she's over here by
Milkberry.
Yes, our milkberry. That's my baby. This is the highest plant. I think this is the highest plant I ever bought.
Yes.
Yeah.
$50.
So this one I didn't get on clearance. It was a $50 plant, and look at that. It's February. This is a tropical plant from West Africa. Look at that.
And it has flowered all over.
Oh man.
Hopefully we'll get in.
So this one is a closed pollination, and you can, let me show you that. Look at that. Closed pollination. The way you can show them, this is the way you have to get this one to fruit, is you have to like shake it. So in West Africa, that's how it fruits, is that the animals and things that come by it run into it, the elephants and all of that.
Shake it.
Yeah, shakes them and gets them to pollinate. So we also have a pepper plant, and that looks like that's a ghost.
Our third. Yeah, this is the ghost pepper, and it is already like been in the pots for at least like 3 years now.
So you can see it's putting on new growth. I think I want to cut some of this back, but I don't know. So we got some seed starts. We have papaya.
Yeah, citrus. This is we don't like.
Yeah, we don't know what variety. We're hoping we can get a variety that we can name after our own selves, like some kind of Grow Family tangerine or something that's really sweet, right?
Yes.
Also, we've
got like our Macy. Like this is like our baby aloe veras that's come from our mother plant.
And you can see we don't really water much during the wintertime or fertilize. I did put a little bit of fish emulsion on them as they was kind of turning, but generally you're going to get, your plants are not really going to be in growth phase, I would say, during the wintertime. So really it's just helping you keep them alive. It still needs that springtime to really go into full effect on growing. Next is Beverly's baby.
I got, this is a mango from seeds, and I also got like our dragon fruit, and this is from Mr. Guillory's Louisiana homestead, and he gave us this like it was just a little baby. Now it got
so now it's getting a little bit bigger. So dragon fruit can actually make it here in Louisiana inside the HighTunnel all winter long.
Yes, and probably go and put this in a bigger pot because like in a
Both
smaller
of
part
them,
they're going to be bigger, and it probably like after like 5 years, 3 to 5 years, you probably gonna get a fruit on it.
So walking over, we actually have an avocado tree that's just in a pot, and you can see it's putting on some new growth.
And
So I don't know much about avocados because they just don't do well in Louisiana at all. They just don't. We do have something else. Look at this baby. This is a passion fruit. This is something that I love, and I've never grew my own. I've never been able to, but look at that new growth coming out there. Never been able to get one. We bought this last year, so this is a second-year plant, and the reason why it's so small is because we tried to grow it outside under the food forest, but it just wouldn't get enough sunlight. So I think this year, I'm looking at this new growth on it. I think this year is really, really, really gonna do a whole lot better. Also, we got some small little dwarf bananas in the ground here because it's really wet right here. This whole side of the high tunnel where we have the raised beds at that we just put in, it's just super wet. So we're trying to mitigate that, which is another thing that we should talk about. Is when we got this high tunnel, we actually took all the dirt out. So
yeah, that's one thing that you need to find a place that's way like more drier for be able to work on.
yeah. So if we wouldn't have took all the dirt out, it probably wouldn't be so wet, because as you can see back here, this is the area back here where we didn't take out any dirt, and it's high and it's dry. Everywhere that we took out the dirt, and the only reason I did that is because I hate grass and weeds in the garden. So what we did was we took out all of the dirt, about 1.5 inches of the topsoil, and we decided to bring in our own soil. So all of the soil you see down, the little dark soil, is actually just like bulk soil from our hardware store, and we've been adding in nutrients and fertilizer and vermiculite and perlite, all of that. We've been just adding it in. It's really costly. I'm gonna have to wait a few years to see was it worth it, but that was the only way I knew to get rid of the grass and have fun in gardening without all the grass sucking out everything. Also, we have our chayote vine. You can see that, or Merlinson, and you can see that it's finally up to the top. Look at that, and it's grabbed. So if it did that well during the winter time, I could only imagine as it's warming up here how that thing is going to grow crazy. So I know we're going to get some Merlinson because that thing was producing when the winter came last year. So going to be really cool. Also, February, you can see what we're doing. Kids are a little overexcited, but we've already put in a row of peppers, all different kind of peppers: cayenne peppers, yellow peppers, green peppers. What's the other one? The hot one, the orange one, habanero peppers. So a whole bunch of peppers. On this side, we have all bush tomatoes. So another row of bush tomatoes. Probably I'm gonna say I think I got 20 something that I planted.
Yeah, 20 like 20 packs, like
yeah. I think I put down 20. I still got some more that I want to wait and hold on to, and I'm gonna put those in the
raised bed.
Yeah, in the raised beds outside once it warms up. Also, we did all of our overwintering, and everything doesn't make it. You can see how a lot of stuff is barely holding on. More so, we lost a lot of stuff that was doing good, and then we got that flood that came with the hurricane, and it basically just wiped everything out. So these are the plants that are still holding on.
And also, this one had dropped a seed. I mean,
oh yeah,
pepper.
sure.
And then it came out with a seed. It's so like it had a lot the last time over here, but the rabbit had came and eat some of them, and they only got one left that's like space. And also we have planted some beans. You can see all this stuff that's sprouting over here. We had some beans that's growing.
So that's a good thing. outside, I think we're about a month and a half from being able to really plant without worrying about the frost.
Yes.
But inside, you can see we're already planting our bean seeds, and look how good they're looking. And last night it was about 38 degrees outside here, but you can see how good they're doing. And I think we need to put some more, because I actually had some planted over here and nothing came up yet, or it was a different variety. It only looked like about yeah, like a few came up. So we might have to just plant more of these. I think these are the bush contender beans. You can see the hurls is still on the seed. More even coming up out the ground. So here's a jalapeno pepper hanging on. Like I said, I don't really fertilize much during the winter time, and they don't really need much water back here because it's so low. We have an eggplant that's, yeah, and look at that. Look at that. Let me show you that. Still flowering in February. The good thing about season extension is that when you're planting something small, you have to wait so long for it to get to fruit and age. As when you overwinter some of these crops, like the peppers, once the spring comes, they start to put on all this growth and lush, and they just start fruiting like automatically. So you don't have to actually wait for anything to fruit. It just goes. Look at that. A little pepper that's been hanging on. My kids actually do eat. For some reason, them and Bells loves to eat raw peppers. So another thing is, I'm thinking I'm gonna leave this banana in this pot because it's doing so well. I don't know, it's just doing so well. So I think I might leave that one in the pot. How does it taste?
Yeah.
Tastes yum yum.
Mm-hmm.
This the little pepper girl. I used to have a daughter that loved to eat tomatoes fresh, but this little one loves to eat peppers. That's her apples. You too? You too? Not as much as I read. So this is something that you can look at. You can look on these plants here. You see the leaves are kind of shrilled. That shows you the growth that we've had during the winter time here. Because they were outside and it was real windy, you can see where the wind ripped up the leaves. But the leaves that are not ripped, that's been the growth that we've had since it's been back here. And the same thing for those at the back. If I brought you in a little closer, and I'll come right back to the front, you can see the leaves that have been ripped, and then you can see that new leaf that's coming out. So this one has put on one leaf. This one here, I think, has put on the most. This little short one, it's put on one here, one's coming up here, and we have another new one here. So they've all kind of put on some new growth. This one has put on a couple of new leaves, look like about 3. What I read is that a banana plant, after about, did I say 80 leaves? 40 or 80 leaves? I think it's 40 or 80 leaves. Once they put on that amount, it might be 80. That's when they actually are getting close to fruiting. I never knew that, and I looked on a site that actually sells banana plants. So that was some information that I didn't have. Some of the good things to plant. We know peppers are good to plant there.
Yes. Tomatoes.
Tomatoes are good to plant in the HighTunnel.
And also some of the like greens, like lettuce.
Yeah.
Some bok choy and stuff.
Now, for some reason, these bok choy that we got were bolting so fast. They shouldn't bolt this fast, but a lot of our stuff was bolting. Even outside, it was bolting so fast. But you can see we've just went ahead on and interplanted the tomatoes in there just to let them chill out, start growing those roots, and hopefully we're gonna get something good out of them.
Look at that. Snow peas already got some fruit on it too.
Yeah. So we had planted a lot more snow peas than that over the fall, winter, but not many
Just came up.
Yeah, not many came up. So this will be good to just keep for seed's sake. And we'll probably have to plant some more out. And these are bush snow peas, not really the vining kind. Which brings me to another thing is things get real leggy in the high tunnel. I don't know if that's because of our shade cloth or...
I think because they don't have the sun that really...
Yeah, it's not like outside.
Yeah, strengthening them from growing. But if you see them outside, they will like get the nutrients from the sun, and they really like
gets thicker, gets thicker. So everything, even from our look at this cassava. Like I've never seen a cassava just keeps growing longer and longer and longer. Can you pick that up a little bit? Does it come up or is it rooted in the ground?
Oh shit!
Oh, I caught something. I caught that rabbit that was eating my food. But you can see how long and lengthy
This one is flat.
that is. It's like it shouldn't do that. So that's one thing I started realizing is that now it's still alive. We can actually take those cuttings. So what we was doing was we were saying that every year we will plant one cassava back here just so it can get leggy. And that way, if our cuttings don't make it over the winter time, we still have something that's going to go back out to be able to plant, if that makes sense. Some of the things that somebody will see on our channel and you'll wonder if you saw some of our videos, these are just things that we put in to protect us from getting ate out of house and home by these rabbits, these wild rabbits that actually get in here. I don't have the money yet to kind of put a barrier around the high tunnel, which I'm going to get in a few years hopefully, and that'll protect us from worrying about the rabbits getting in, and then we won't need those. We'll probably use those outside. These I call them little rabbit preventers. We'll use those outside on some roads outside to help keep the rabbits away.
We ain't really been getting no rabbits out of it because they don't like it. Like they get stuck.
Yeah, they don't like to get their feet on stuff. Another thing is Bev's. Tell them about the moringa.
Oh yeah, this is the moringa that come from seeds that we had just planted. Like get it sprouted out of the
just a bag.
Bag for at least like 3-4 days, and then we just transplant them. And now this is how the growth after 2 to 3 days. This is how the growth that they put in. And you can see this one is like it got little much bigger. Yeah.
And that's with having last night being 30-something degrees. And those little moringa, if they were outside, no way they could make it.
They can survive. You know, moringa is a tropical plant.
Got seeds on your mouth?
No.
I see some seeds. You ate all the seeds too? Where the seeds was at? You planted them?
No.
Where they at? That's only just a few. You planted some seeds or you ate them? Johnny. Open your mouth. So moringa, bananas.
And then the Calamondin don't take they don't take the cold weather, so they like to be on like warm weather. So we just had to keep them. This one need to be kept in a high tunnel during the winter time, but they can be out in the summertime.
Well, look how it's flowering. Got flowers all on them.
Look at this moringa. This one got new growth on it. But we probably gonna cut this during probably on springtime. We're gonna cut it again, so it will just go keep the new shoots.
So that's gonna be a lot of new branches coming out on that thing. Look at that, new growth in February. So they ready to. I think everything is sensing that has been super warm. So, and when we cut this branch, you can see we cut it here before. It'll just help it to thicken up the more we cut it at that level. So we got Calamondin.
It's been like 2 years in the ground.
Yeah, never had to cover it anything. Once you got your high tunnel, No need to cover. Look at this Calamondin here.
As you can see, this Calamondin is start like having a lot of fruits. I already picked one out of it the other day.
Flowers, fruits. This is more of an Asian specialty type tree here, because it's real.
It's
Don't
hard.
plant them, Ari. I was just playing with you.
It's really hard to find them here in the United States. So you're lucky if you find them at the Home Depot or Lowe's.
Yeah.
So we got lucky the last time they had like at least 2 and it was on clearance.
All right. So and also I'm gonna show y'all some turmeric. We've been had this turmeric up in here for what, about a year or so?
Yeah.
And I actually got my peppers right here. I'm gonna try to zoom in a little bit more. I got my peppers right here, so I need to take this turmeric out anyway. So I thought I would wait till today. I've already planted the peppers on the outside of it. Try to hold the oh yeah, you can dig around it. Just watch my plant. Real close.
Yeah, it is. Oh.
Alright, just put the dirt back around it.
That one?
Yeah. Take this other one out. So I really don't want the turmeric over here on
The
this
ginger
side.
go get.
You can take them all out if they get stuck together.
Oh no. There you go. Oh, this is the only one that got. If you can just smell the ginger.
Yeah. So had to get that out. So pick that up for me.
But do I have to get this big
Y'all
one?
don't pull my plants out, please.
This one? No.
Yeah, you can take that one out too. So we'll go ahead and just take these turmeric out. Not way overdue, but you know how it is.
Uh-oh, it got so. Look at that worm. Mr. Worm, go back in there. I'm
Look at
sorry.
that.
No,
So this is the beauty of having a HighTunnel as well. Growing things like your ginger and your turmeric is because you don't have to worry.
Stop.
Come on, mama. You don't have to worry about the leaves dying back or the plant actually stop growing. They actually just continue to grow. Don't get too close to my pepper plant though. There you go. Just pull it on out of there. Oh wow. Look at that. Another beautiful specimen.
Sorry, Mr. Worm.
So one good thing about keeping stuff in the ground, when you harvest something like this, turmeric and ginger, once you harvest it, it actually starts to dry or to die out, kind of decay out. And you just do better to leave it in the ground. Like let the ground act as a refrigerator. And that way you don't have to really worry about it. As far as bringing it inside, then you start out with the shelf life thing. So we do have all of our little small, citrus from seeds. This is a olive tree, a bay cutting that we did. Mandarin. We got a blood orange back here. And look how green these are. And look at this new growth on them.
Come on.
In the middle of, well, not the middle of February, the first part of February. New growth on this. Another mandarin. This, another olive, still alive. Pepper plants, overwintered, still alive.
Yes.
Still alive. I'm going to try to cut this back and see if I can get this pepper plant to stay alive. Pineapples, still alive. We actually had to transplant those from when we was putting in our raised beds, which is why those are in these little pots like that. But look at the lime putting on flowers. Now they do, I've noticed the limes like this one, they do drop leaves like crazy during the wintertime. They just do not like the cold, but they stay alive. And all of that green growth that's off of it, I'm probably gonna have to fertilize them more during the winter than the average tree. And then it could be because this one is right up to the door. We've finally made it to the edge of the door of the HighTunnel, but you can see as well. I think this is our oldest key lime here, right?
That's the Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so they'll put back on those leaves as soon as it warms up. So Bev's is by another moringa that we're going to try to cut back, get that one to thicken up as well. Moringa I found is really, we got a lot of seeds, but it's really a slow grower here. As far as getting thicker and thicker, you just got to keep them alive, and they've been thickening up as the years have been passing. So what's the last thing you got over here?
And the last thing is, this is the mama aloe vera.
Of all those aloe veras
Yes.
from the first part of the video.
As you can see, it's still got another 2 fops over there that trying to put up. Like we're probably gonna take them out on us during the springtime.
Yeah.
And we're probably gonna put it in the
Grandma.
pot. And as you can see, it's still putting up. And this one is like good, like producing. His mom like to put this on here or like mix it with lemon and drink it just like that.
Yeah. But us, I can't take it. I can't take it that strong. So I try to just like put it on my skin or something. Your
Yes.
skin is the biggest organ
Or
of your
hair.
body. So yeah, or your hair. Try it that way if you can't take it. Cause my goodness.
It's strong.
It's
This one,
strong.
like the one from the store, it wasn't really like as strong as this, the one that you got.
Yeah. Now on this side, this is our last side, and I'm gonna show you what we have here is a variegated lemon that's still here. We have, this is an avocado, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so avocado that we did from seed. Look at that sugarcane. Growing sugarcane in containers is possible for people that live in like zone whatever 7, maybe 6B, where you can bring it inside. These are some of our little starts. Sugarcane
You
cutting.
can see they already start shooting up.
Yeah. More papaya.
Chayote. Look at this chayote. It looked like it's dying, but they had us like the new
Yeah.
growth coming out from it.
Also right here, look at that one.
Yeah. This one's got lot coming.
So you remember, this is our first video of the year, 2021, where we actually showed you how to plant Merlintones, chayote, and you can see the growth from 1 month. So that's 1 month from, and look at that, it even got 2 shoots coming out.
Yeah.
This one, God, look at the shoots on this one. This one got 4 shoots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow.
They're just going, keep going.
And that's another
This baby passion fruit
Passion
that we
fruit.
just purchased.
more loquats from cuttings. And somebody please tell me what this is. Somebody gave me on one of my videos, told me it was like maybe a what I said, sugar apple or something. Let me get in close. I tried to plant IDs, but so many of these plants look exactly alike, and I don't know if that's a weed tree or just something real like a fruit tree. I don't really know. So I think that's it.
Yes.
The possibilities of having a high tunnel are endless, even without heat. Like you don't need to have it heated. We're in zone 9, like I say, 99A. But when I was growing up, we always thought, man, I could never afford a greenhouse. Whereas you really don't need a greenhouse. If you can get a high tunnel, you can see this thing hasn't even started. Check back with us in, I'm going to say, another 2 months. So April-ish. And you're going to see when we open this door, all of these pots will be out of here. So if you're looking for a place, they're not supposed to have pots in the high tunnel, but we're not container gardening in the high tunnel. We just brought the pots in to keep from bringing them in our house. You remember like a few years ago how many pots we used to have of trees in our house, trying to keep them inside because we were scared to leave them outside. So we would be like dragging them in. Then whenever it gets warm, we drag them out. That was a lot of work. Having this high tunnel,
In and out, in and out.
yeah, this thing has like, is made work on our back so much easier. But of course, over the last couple of years, we didn't have everything to its full potential because we was just learning this high tunnel. It takes time to learn the high tunnel, to learn what you can plant in your area. Things that I can plant in my area, it may not do so well for you in your area. Things that does well in yours.
One thing that you need to learn too is you need to learn what the like plants that goes to your zone before you asking like people, because it's like really like the zoning part is different from everybody.
I always say, my thing is, I say like, all right, kid, we're in Louisiana. I say the high tunnel makes it like we're in Florida. So I think the high tunnel can give you at least one full zone. So if you're in like zone 8, I think the high tunnel will mimic for you zone 9, 9A. So the same way, if you're in zone 6, that high tunnel can get you to growing what grows easily in zone 7, 7A, 7B, something like that. I think that's what the high tunnel is really for. It's supposed to be for season extension only. But what I'm finding is, with the right vegetable, or with the right climate, or just with the right work you put in, you can actually grow year round in a high tunnel, no problem. I'm living witness you can do it in Louisiana. So I'm thinking zone 8B, you could have had this thing fulled out with some, like that was romaine lettuce we grow, that grows good. Kale grows good, really good. I had some kale up in here last year. It grows really well. Bok choy, you got to plant them in a little bit tighter. Turmeric, ginger, strawberries. You can see we got strawberries over there. I didn't show you, but you can see they're already, I'll walk over. They're already flowering. Now this is just a small strawberry patch. It was just what I call the research, but you can see February already flowering out. More over here, and that's with no fertilizer. I barely ever even walk over that way. So that's with no fertilizer in the winter time. So I think that's it. I think we showed you everything we're growing, and that should give you some kind of thought on everything that you can grow. Is that it? Did we show it? We didn't miss nothing. We're going to put in some kiwis, and we're going to try to plant that passion fruit in the ground. So we have 2 passion fruits, kiwi, a merlantone crawling.
Oh yeah, we're going to be putting merlantone.
Yeah. So we'll take one of those merlantones, so we'll put one of those somewhere to put them so they can vine up as well. So for the next video, what we're going to do is, if you have any questions, just put it in the comments on this video, and the next video we're going to catch everything. Look, that Olive got your hair. We're going to catch everything that y'all asked us about that we didn't answer in these last 2 videos. We're going to try to answer all of those questions in a little sit down Q&A on our last video. So don't forget to leave those questions in the comments, and thank y'all for watching, and as always,
Grow. Peace. We love you guys.